What's up, everybody, man? Neezy back here with my boy Larry Brooks on episode
Yeah,
2 of Talking That Yeah podcast. Hey, man, just want to thank y'all for tuning in to episode 1. If you haven't seen episode 1, make sure you go and follow Talking That Yeah on all social platforms and go to YouTube and check it out, man. We already got a couple subscribers, got a lot of views on the first episode. And it's a lot finna be in episode 2, man. We told y'all we had some stuff coming. So, man, hey, like I said, man, if you haven't tapped in, go ahead and tap in. Don't jump on the bandwagon too late. But if you're here and you watching, I mean, you done already tapped in and you came back for more. So let's
sure.
jump right into it. Our first topic of the night. First topic of the night, man. We talking about something that joins the entertainment world from the field and also off the field with the music industry. And we're gonna be diving into something that popped off this past weekend, which is Taylor Swift and T. Kelce. Taylor Swift is a popular entertainer. She's been in the music industry since I was a kid, man. I used to be a little Swifty growing up. And then you also got Travis Kelce, arguably the best tight end of the
He,
NFL right now.
he's the
And
best.
they got a little
Best.
chemistry
So,
going on, man. So let's talk about that, Larry. How you feel about that, man? What's your thoughts on that?
honestly, man, everybody talking about he downgraded and stuff, but I feel like it's just all for the media. Honestly, like they probably been dating. On my opinion, they probably been dating for a minute, bro, and they just now popping out, and it's just all for the media and stuff. It's just a big boost for both of their names, and yeah, that's why I
Most,
think honestly, bro. Like,
I mean, I feel like a lot of people really just took it more than they should have. But I mean, when you got Taylor Swift coming to a Chiefs game,
what I'm
I mean,
saying,
it catches everybody off guard, man. I saw that the ticket sales were crazy for the game this week in New York. Travis Kelce jersey sales skyrocketed. Her album skyrocketed.
yeah,
So I feel like it definitely from the business side of things, it definitely benefits two people that are in their respective industries being able to come together, and whether they're dating or not, we really don't know, but being able to really share their platform to grow their industry, I mean, I don't see no wrong with it. I don't
no,
see no
yeah,
wrong.
it benefited both of them, bro. So like. I feel like that's all it was to it. I mean, they might be dating, they might not, but if they are dating, I think that they've been dating.
Most definitely, and they are dating. I mean, like in Taylor Swift aspect, you got Travis Kelce, one of the best in the game. And in Travis Kelce's mindset, man, you got Taylor Swift. There is no other Taylor Swift at what she does. You feel me? In her respective category of being, kind of a country pop artist. I mean, she's one of the best at what she does. She's iconic, really. Taylor Swift been around for over a decade and just been, staying relevant. So I feel like it's a great move for both of them, man. And I'm
So
curious to see how everything tunes out, man, and see, she's gonna be in New York this week at his game. The Chiefs playing, I think the Jets or the Giants. That's gonna
yeah,
be big, man.
nah, yeah, bro, it's benefiting both of them, putting more money in both of their pockets. Got they everybody talking about them, everybody got their eyes on them and want to know what they got going on. So that's all it's about for real.
Hey, most definitely. Hey, when we get that notoriety on that field, man, we gotta make sure we pop out with something bad on our orange, man. People be
That's all
that.
that's, man, you know what I'm saying. We ain't gonna speak on that. That's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying.
Most definitely. Hey, now we tuning in. We're gonna flip the script a little bit, going into our second topic of the night. Another thing that's been really dominant in the athletic world and also the cultural world outside the field. Let's get into Colorado Buffs football, man. This has been something that, since college football season started, really going into the college football season, was something that was big with, Deion Sanders leaving Jackson State and going up to Colorado, Power Five, FBS level program, and really just, changing the culture there. And so we just gonna dive into that for a little bit, Larry. First and foremost, what were your initial thoughts when you saw that Colorado was bringing on Coach Prime?
Nah, yeah. I mean, I feel it was great for Colorado. It's gonna help them with recruiting, everything. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to go play for Coach Brown, especially DBs. Uh, and I knew they're gonna be good. I mean, knew they were gonna be pretty good. They're gonna have some guys to come in and they're gonna compete. But I know it's gonna take like a couple years of that just recruiting and stuff for them to get fully developed and like fully like have a really good team, like a team that could compete for a national championship. Uh, I knew this team this first year. It's the first year, so it's gonna be hard. I mean, they won a couple games,
Yeah,
but they ran into a team that's ready to compete for a national championship. You
yeah,
know what
most.
I'm saying? So
But even like you said, man, like to come into a program that was 1-11 last year,
yeah,
we got that experience of trying to flip a script off a bad season and to, completely shake up the culture there and beat TCU, which played in the national championship, and then
it's
go
not the
next
same
week.
TCU though, bro. It's not the
Yeah,
same
but
TCU.
what I'm
They
saying,
lost a lot.
go to next week
Okay,
and beat a Power Five team that been
Cowboys.
okay, been okay with Nebraska, and then they hit a little speed bump playing a rivalry team. But I mean, a rivalry team is always going to bring that
It's
energy.
always gonna be close. Yeah, it's always
It's
gonna be a
always
close
bring
game.
that close. But even to say that they did take a mean loss to Oregon, you still can't deny the fact that that program's on the rise. I mean, last year they won one game, and right now, they're sitting at what 3-1. Got a possibility of making the bowl game this year. They do have a tough conference schedule coming up. They Caleb Williams come to town this week.
Hey, they got some really good quarterbacks. You got the guy from Washington too. Yeah, don't forget
Yes.
about him. He led the country in passing too last year too. So don't forget about him.
Yeah, so I'm definitely am aware that Colorado definitely got their plate full this year, but to see what that program was last year and to see Dion just being able to change the culture up there. I mean, you got a city that's 1.1% black, and to have the student population as well as the athletes, having black athletes at that want to go be a part of that. I feel like that's big for the culture. Just having a black head coach that advertises having that confidence of being African American and being a black person on campus, and it's really showing that black people can be in the positions that
Yeah,
he's in. So that I feel like that's a
yeah.
positive.
I think
Coach
that's good.
Prime,
Gonna give other black coaches the opportunity to be a head coach. I feel like that opens up doors for sure.
most definitely. And I mean, like, it's Coach Prime. Like, Coach Prime gonna get the hate. He gonna get the hate, man. But I mean, like, Coach Prime being somebody that, unfortunately I wasn't able to watch as a kid, but just always knowing who Deion Sanders
Mm.
was, I'm not surprised that he's running his program the way he does. And I mean, he receives a lot of hate for it, but at the end of the day, like, it's Deion Sanders. I mean, if you ain't getting hated on, you ain't doing nothing right.
Yeah, facts.
Definitely respect that program and what they're trying to do up there, and looking forward to um, just watching them along the course of the season. Because I mean, regardless of how they lost last week, everybody gonna tune in this Saturday when they take on
Oh,
Caleb Williams and
they got
Caleb Williams.
they gotta fix their defense, man. They gotta be able to adjust. That's
Yeah,
one thing I see. They don't adjust well to the team the offense's game plan. So I'm interested to see how they do adjust this week.
just with experience playing against Caleb Williams, yeah, I hope they've been working sticking to their receivers because
Yeah.
he gonna sit back there all day and just make a Houdini play. So definitely looking forward to watching that game on Saturday. Now we're about to switch gears a little bit. This is gonna be our first time doing the please don't cancel us segment Q&As. And basically how this segment works is, every week we're gonna get on our socials. If you haven't, done that, make sure you follow the socials, talking that yeah on
Oh
Instagram,
no.
Twitter.
Yeah,
Come on, do it so you can stay locked in.
for
But
sure.
we're basically finna do our please don't cancel us Q&A, where we take questions that y'all want to know, questions and topics that y'all want us to talk about on the show, and we give our opinions on it. And after we give our opinions on it, we just ask one thing: please don't cancel us.
Right.
And our first question of the night is: how do you deal with adversity, and how did that change your mindset? And we got that question from Bronze Pipes via Instagram. Larry, you can take a hit at it first.
Mm, pray about it. Nah, for real. I mean, adversity, you always gonna have adversity, man, no matter what you do. You just gotta keep going at it, bro. You gotta have that drive, that hunger to keep going and never stop and see how it change your mindset. Yeah, I mean, it's all a mindset. Honestly, you just gotta have that dog. It's that dog mentality, that mama mentality that everybody talk about, man. That Kobe Bryant. So yeah,
Most definitely, man. Me personally, man, I'm a big man on faith. I think, hey, actually rocking my faith shirt right now, man. But big spiritual guy as far as really leaning on my faith when in the times that negative things happen. And so just dealing with adversity, first and foremost, you got to have some spiritual being that you can depend on, to really clean up your mental, clean up your mindset. You got to have people that you can lean on in your corner, that you can talk to as far as really understanding like the different things you're going through. But that's one of the things you really learn, is that when adversity hits, it's better to have a support system versus taking on all that through yourself. But you always got to remember that, one, somebody always got it worse than you. And two, the day gonna rise again. And each time you open your eyes, a new day is a new opportunity to write your own future, and you just use the present as a gift, like I said, to write your own future. And overall, changing your mindset, like Larry said, is just having that, dog mentality, that, keep going mentality, that drive to say, you know what, I'm going to change my perspective, and my perspective is my reality, instead of allowing your reality to be your perspective.
Mm,
I really, hey, that's one
mm,
right
good
there.
one. Yeah.
but I really feel like once you take control and really lock in and say my perspective is my reality, you realize that you have more control over the way you shift things that happen to you versus you allowing things that happen to you shift your focus. And that's been my biggest thing as far as like a maturity level, is really understanding that, regardless of what happened to me, I can't control that. The only thing I can control is, how I shift and how I move after, dealing with that. That's a
What's
great first question. Great
nice
first question.
control? What's next, man?
Most definitely.
Next.
Next question. What is the difference between motivation and persistence? Hmm.
Mm.
Well, I'm
I
gonna say,
questions like this, it's hard to
I think they go hand in hand.
because yeah, it's hard because it's hard to give a example without using these words.
Right. And I honestly would say that there isn't a specific difference. In order to be persistent, you have to be motivated.
Motivated, so they go hand in hand. Yeah,
Most definitely, because I mean, persistence is regardless of what's happening, you keep going, you keep
brilliant,
going, you keep going,
brilliant. No
and
matter what, you reach that
that
goal.
that comes from motivation, like
Yeah,
being eternally motivated. And that's one of the things that I really, try to tell people. Like, if you aren't motivated yourself, nobody else gonna be able to come in and motivate you.
no,
If you can't look in that mirror and say and have that confidence and that belief in yourself, then ultimately you're gonna be depending on everybody to put things into you to build you up on a day-to-day basis. But that can help you, but you gotta start off by having that motivation for yourself. Like, self-love, baby. That's what we preaching on here. Self-love, man. You gotta
definitely
be able
where,
to look in the mirror.
that's definitely where it starts. You gotta want it yourself. You know what I'm saying? So
Most definitely. So, like, when they say what's the difference, I really feel like there is no difference. They go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. But hey, if you combine the two, man, you can make some beautiful things happen. Third question, it's really a statement. It says Miami versus Denver gotta be talked about.
what we talked about.
Gotta be talked about. Man, Miami versus Denver. That was
That was a it was a good series.
no, 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 no. That's not the Miami and Denver he talking about, bro. He's talking about them Dolphins and them Broncos. Them
oh, okay,
Broncos
okay,
giving up 70.
okay, yeah, yeah,
70.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
Oh man, it's
No,
pretty.
I mean it's hard. I mean it's ain't gonna, it's hard to give up 70, bro.
Oh man, I ain't gonna lie. It is tough to give up 70 points, but it's even tougher to lose by 50. Like, I could have understood if both teams had about 50 points at least,
Yeah,
and you lose by 21 because another team,
yeah.
both defenses just thinking it up. But to lose by 50 points, hey Denver, y'all need some help. Y'all know where to find me. Hey,
Come on.
I ain't hard to find. Hey,
What Prom say? What Prom say?
wait, what Cole Prime say? I ain't hard to find.
Ain't hard to find now.
Hey man, but no, real talk, man. Denver, they struggling a little bit. They 0-3 up there. Um, I definitely feel like they got the experience of Sean Payton to really get things turned around. They got Russell Wilson. He may not have been playing like everybody thinks he should be playing, but he's a veteran quarterback, and I know that he can pull it around. I feel like they got the weapons to do what they do, and if they need a linebacker and a safety. Hey, ain't hard. And then
I'm with
Miami, man, on the flip side, yeah, like Miami, hey, they got speedsters on their team. They got a real offense, so it's not like they went against a Rudy Poo team. Like they went against, arguably, hey, Miami's one of the only
Miami
three
in the league, honestly,
undefeated
right
teams
now.
in the league right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, it's not like they went against like a pushover NFL team, in which no team in the NFL is really a pushover. Like they had legit competition. So yeah, I feel like Denver should pick it up this week, and I feel like Miami gonna keep rolling this week.
Nah,
What's your
yeah.
take there?
Again, with the coaches year one, this Sean Payton's first year with the Denver Broncos, so he's just trying to get a hold of the team, man. They gotta buy in and they gotta trust in them. So that's what I feel like they're doing right now. So it's hard. I mean, they got to get going soon though. So and in Miami, they look unstoppable. Like they
Yeah.
put up 70, like they can't be stopped. So yeah, it's just crazy. I've never seen nothing like
Hey, shout out to our dog, Fave Upshaw. He up there
that.
with Denver. And Denver. Hey, and also on Twitter, man, I saw some funny memes about Miami's coach, man. Hey, that's a character right there, man. I guess somebody dressed up like him and was in the stands, and it was like one of the memes was like he was
Hey,
telling one of the memes he was telling one of the fans, quote unquote, it really wasn't him up there, but they was like, "Hey, what play you want to run next? How many fantasy points you need?" Man, that was funny, man. That was funny.
that boy Tyreek Hill said he going for 2,000 this year, man.
Hey,
It's looking like it.
he's on
It's
track.
looking like it.
Hey, I saw it also in the game. He didn't wear anything on his legs. That boy said, he ain't worried about that fine.
Hey, he
That
ain't
fine,
worried.
I mean, man. That fine for uniform mean, but he said he ain't worried about it. Hey, if you got it, you got it, man.
No facts.
Our last and final question for the please don't cancel us Q&A segment is, what advice do you have for players after college football? And it's coming from our dog Fat Watts via IG. Make sure you give him a follow.
Um, I think while you were in college, you should definitely get an intern, multiple interns to really figure out what you want to do, what you like to do. If you know, if this is for you, whatever you pick, whatever, if it's for you. So I feel like that's really important because to get that experience, because it's no experience, just you have to do it. You have to do it to actually see if you really like it. So
Most definitely. And really that's really the biggest thing that I would say to high school athletes. Going into college, try to find your niche. Don't just major in something because you think it's cool or your parents majored in it. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna have to work that job. And even when you're blessed and get to play professional ball, you still have to have something outside of the field, outside of the court. And so like even myself, like, I always have been, pretty handsome in front of the camera, been able to present myself well. So, that's one of the things why I was like, okay, let's, get this podcast started, while I had a little free time, because I just feel like that's something I'm passionate about. I'm passionate with, talking to people, expressing myself, and giving my opinions, talking about football, things like that. So you just got to find really your niche and find something that you love to do. That's really the biggest thing, because you can find something making a lot of money, but you don't really love to do it. So you're not going to really be passionate about it. So overall, just advice after college football, really had that mindset to go chase what you want to do. Don't just settle. You got to think you're in your 20s, you're young. It's the opportunities out there are limitless, and especially being a college football player, you have the intangibles and the characteristics to really,
resource.
and the resources, and also just the mindset with, like we said earlier, dealing with adversity, to just go out and try anything. I mean, you've dealt playing a college football game, you deal with like changing momentum, like you deal with adversity at split second. So you got the tools in your belt, the tools inside you to really go out there and perform at whatever you want to do. You just got to jump off the porch and go do it. Hey, there's gonna always be a day where you got to hang it up and you got to have something to fall back on.
Yeah,
So that's my advice, man. Just while you're in college, find out what you like to do. It don't matter what you like to do. It's money to be made out there doing something, and you can flip your ideas and use your ideas to really make a passion out of what you desire to do. So that's my advice. Now we back to our scheduled program. Don't forget, man. Be sure if you really love that segment, be sure to go on our socials every week, preferably Mondays and Wednesdays, and we're going to be posting on there, or just DM the page and say, this is what I think y'all should talk about on next week's segment of Please Don't Cancel Us. But now moving along, man, we're back to the headlines for the night. Usher headlining Super Bowl 58 this year. Hey, what you think about that?
I think he's the perfect person, man. I can see people. I can see my family right now just jamming out at halftime, man, to all his songs. Because I mean, I don't think he really has any newer songs, does he?
He may have, but I
Might.
mean
Oh
the
yeah, I'm
classic
pretty sure
always.
he's gonna perform his older songs that he's been having. So no, yeah, I can definitely see my family jamming out and other people jamming out to his halftime performance. And he's a performer too. He's gonna dance. He's gonna do this. So he's gonna be entertaining. So I feel like gonna be a good halftime show.
I mean, last year Rihanna she did it with a belly,
Yeah,
and a baby. So I mean, Usher he ain't gonna be pregnant. So I mean, hey, we're gonna get a good show. We're gonna get a good show.
yeah,
But
for sure.
my mom went to his concert in Vegas, and she said she had a great time. So I definitely know the older crowds gonna definitely like that and tune in for the Super Bowl. I feel like it's good publicity for the NFL. Really, not being really biased. I mean, who doesn't love Usher?
No,
Um,
yeah.
everybody's definitely going to tune in, and I feel like that's going to be big for Super Bowl 58. And it's also, hey, in Vegas. My mama said the concert in Vegas was good, and Super Bowl in Vegas this year. So I know he got to go hard
Yeah.
for that. So congratulations to that man, Usher, man. One day we may get him on the pod. Our next segment on the night, we got to talk about it. It's mandatory, man. We the wave, we the wave. Hey man, you know where I got that from, man. Shout out to that boy, our boy Ronald, man. Hey, if y'all ain't heard it yet, hey, go listen to his single about GreenWave football, man. We the way.
Salute.
Latest on GreenWave football, man. When we last talked to y'all, they was going up to Hattiesburg to play them mustard buzzards and get that bell back. And get that bell back, they did. Going up there, really dominating them boys, getting the win on the road. Kyle Horton getting another start to add to his belt. And I feel like he played pretty well, man. He went out there, did his thing, was smart with the football, had a great touchdown to Chris Brazel in the red zone, had another great touchdown for like 40 yards to Coin. Shout out to Coin being able to make a couple guys,
Yeah.
make a couple guys miss and get a quality return. And Coin almost had a punt return go to the
Yeah.
crib. So shout out to the offense really getting it done in that game. And then defensive side, another dominant game. Darius the Jet had a sack. Keith Cooper had a sack. Pat Jenkins did his thing. I think Zeus had 8 tackles again. Dominant performance. And then your boy Lance, man, hey, still locked down, man. I ain't seen nobody catch on him yet.
Nah, man, for sure. The defense looks great. Like they controlling the line of scrimmage, stopping the run game. They contain Gore. He really didn't do. He couldn't get going. And
Nothing.
that's Coach Hall. That's what he likes to do. He likes to run the ball, control the running game, and then set the pass up after that. But he can never get the running game going. So that's a man. Big shout out to the defense for sure.
Most
Yes, sir.
definitely. So yeah, like we said, man, it was good. Hey, we said it, we caught it. Them boys went up there and got their bell back. And
Yeah, we
then
need Bill.
after the game in the locker room, what they were jamming in there, man. What they was playing in there. What they were playing in there. What they were saying in there, Larry.
What they say, bro?
Give back a watch your mouth.
What they say, bro?
They get back, man. Hey, but they definitely went up to Hattiesburg, got their get back, man, and got their bell back in his rightful place in Yeoman Stadium. Then last week, man, they played Nickel State, a FCS school that, you know, really been dominating and doing pretty well in their conference the past couple of years. But Tulane went out there and handled business. Shout out to Michael Pratt for
Yeah.
breaking that passing touchdown record, man. Hey, shout out to that boy. That's something huge. Pratt's been playing since a freshman, and every year he's gotten better and better. And to really have that achievement of having his name in the record books, I know that's big time. Shout out to Lawrence Keys for catching 2 receiving touchdowns from Pratt the other night. And then that defense again. Oh my God, 4 interceptions. I don't want to hear nothing about the level of play they played against. 4 interceptions hard to get.
Take away bees, man. Take away bees, man.
Man, hey, Lance with another pick. I told him he got to get 5. He got to get the 5 though, because he got to get to 100% game per game.
Mm-hmm.
So Lance caught another pick, so that's 3 on the season. And then you had Jesus Machado caught a pick and 10 tackles. The state of Louisiana defense player of the week. Then you
Okay.
got Gabe Blue getting the game,
Yeah, I
catching
seen
a
Gabe
pick.
Blue.
Hey,
Shout out to
Gabe
Gabe
Blue,
Blue, man.
and shout out to Gabe
Man,
Blue,
I'm
man.
so happy for Gabe, man. I'm so happy for Gabe for real, man. He's one of those guys that come in to work every day, don't complain, and man, he got a shot to get in the game, and man, he made a play.
And,
So
and, and shout out
Gabe
to
Blue,
the whole team, really, because that's one of the things that we emphasized when we was there. When we had games where we were favorable opponents over our opponents. Just going out there and handling that business, so that the guys that don't get a lot of reps, or the guys that are walk-ons really get the opportunity to play, because they really deserve that. They come and they practice and they give us looks. So they definitely deserve the chance to put on a GreenWave uniform and get out there and play football. Some walk-ons for
100%.
their whole career not being able to get that opportunity. So that it was good to see, a couple walk-ons be able to get out there and do the thing that they love, because they work hard just like the rest of them.
Yep.
And then lastly, J-Bo against his old team.
Whole team, man.
Catches a pick and gets caught, man. He supposed to crib it. He supposed to crib it, man. But yeah, man, shout out to that boy J-Bo for going against his old team. His brother is on the coach at Nickel State. His brother was a Tulane legend. And really getting that interception for them boys, to go ahead and win that game and get 4 takeaways, which is pretty big regardless of who you play. So another week of that defense really playing lights out. And also Key Cooper had a sack. Devin Deal had a sack. Jared Small got in there, had a sack. So them boys playing pretty good.
Like, I thought it was a really good move to bring Pratt back this week.
Yeah.
Get him going, get him some reps going, some game reps. Getting ready for conference. So be ready for conference, man. So I feel like we ready, man.
Speaking of conference, man, hey, first week of conference this week. Next week they got the bye week, so they got to finish strong.
Yeah,
they playing a pretty good opponent in UAB. I never beat UAB. Did you?
I never beat UAB either.
Hey man, hey, UAB is a quality opponent, so I feel like it's going to be a good test for them going into conference play. They play an early game, early kick, so they get to go out there and handle business. But yeah, I know 2 years ago, I was hurt. Unfortunately, didn't get a chance to play against UAB. But
both hurt.
yeah, but them boys had their way in Yeoman Stadium. But we know, hey, this is a different team. Different mindset. Them boys also rocking that blue uniform.
Nah, yeah, I see that today.
I just want to say, well, nobody doing that till I talked to Devin Charles Hubbard and told him we need to start wearing the white, green, white like this 1995 and change up our uniform. We got beautiful uniforms. Let's switch it up. So I'm definitely gonna take the credit for that one. I'm gonna take the credit. But man, hey, shout out to them boys, man. Make sure y'all tune in to GreenWave football this weekend. See them take on UAB and just see the wave continue to roll and go out there and get their first conference win against a quality opponent and go off on the bye week next week. And so finally, that's the end of tonight's show. I want to thank y'all for coming in, tuning in with us, man. Be sure to like and subscribe, and also follow Talkin That Yeah on all socials, man. And Larry, got anything to close us out with?
No, man. Really, just y'all just go follow, man. For real, man. Get us going. Y'all tune in for sure.
Most definitely. Hey, because when we blow up, don't come back around when we blow up talking about you was here from day one if you really wasn't. God don't like a lie. God does not like a lie. But hey, man, hey, that's a wrap for tonight. And appreciate y'all for coming on and talking that, yeah, with Neezy Larry Brooks, man. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe. And see y'all soon for episode 3.
Peace.